What's going on, everyone? What's going on, everyone? And welcome back to the channel. So today, guys, I just want to do a quick rant, not anything too big, just something that was on my mind as I, kind of grow older in age. So around me growing up, I was around a lot of, I guess you would say, ambitious people. Those of you who don't know, grew up in a Caribbean household. So, the choices were to either be a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, something along that line, some type of professional job. And especially going to school in the Caribbean, I was surrounded again by that same type of environment where everyone was kind of competing with each other to be a professional or to be something of themselves. Because hate it or love it, the Caribbean doesn't have as much resources and money as certain quote unquote first world countries. So a lot of people, they have to work really hard to gain the opportunities to either be an entrepreneur or get those professional jobs or get scholarships to go overseas to pursue those professional career fields and whatnot. But not to go off on too much of a tangent, basically my home training and growing up, I was always competitive, always ambitious, trying to be the best that I could be in whatever I did. And granted, I didn't quite, I guess you would say, stay on the path that I always thought myself would be at when I was younger. I would say that I've become somewhat successful in my own right. I think I'm starting to come in my own, I guess you would say, stride as a middle-aged man. So I'm pretty content, but that doesn't diminish the drive that I have to be ambitious, to achieve and whatnot. Why do I say this? So I've grown up in the Caribbean, in the States, and in Japan. And I'm blessed to have lived on this earth this long to actually see a couple generations below me. And not to sound like a boomer, but I guess in a way, because of the current, people could say the economic climate, that a lot of young people don't have as much ambition. In that, as long as they have their comforts, their video games, their parties or whatever, and the rent is paid and whatever, they're good to go. And I mean, again, society and the economy doesn't help because everything is so hard. It's hard to get jobs. People are struggling, I think even more so. So people who have enough, a lot of times they're like, yo, I'm good. But in my opinion, I think it might get worse. And if you don't have that burning fire in you, especially as a man, because I think, in some ways, women may have it easier in some ways, because a lot of times men are expected to be a certain way. But I think overall, for both parties, both genders, there has to be a certain level of ambition that you need to have to survive, and to not just to survive, but to thrive, in my opinion. And it's just kind of, I guess you would say, fascinating as you kind of grow older and you become the very parents or the very mentors or the very uncles or teachers that always scold you like, oh, you got to buckle down and you got to study and you got to do this and you got to work hard and all this other stuff. And then you turn around and say the same thing. But as corny or cliche as it sounds, it's like, I would even say for myself, and I think I'm doing okay, that if I was more diligent, more disciplined, more, on task of what I was doing, I think I would be way more successful than I was. And I think choices are important. And, those certain choices that I made led me to where I'm at now for better or for worse. And I think certain choices that I've seen people more successful than I have has led them to that path, and people who are worse off than I am led them to a certain path, right? And I guess it comes all with growing up and getting older and making decisions, risk management, stuff that you learn as you grow old. Because some people are fortunate with mentors and parents that will kind of help guide them. Some people have to go through the school of hard knocks to figure out their way through this world. But it's just something on my mind. I think, basically in short, the younger generation, and they very much have reasons to be have this feeling, that they become more nihilistic, more, I guess you would say, hopeless in certain ways. And, the world is getting crazier and crazier, in my opinion, but that's another topic of discussion. But yeah, I just think, if you are watching this, you're a young lady or a young man coming up, it might suck, you're studying and you don't see any progress, or you're working your side job or doing a side hustle, and you're not making any progress, and your friends seem like they're doing better and they're partying and having fun. It only lasts for a bit, because trust me, between when I was like 21, was it 21? Yeah, like 21, 22-ish, when I joined the military till now, I never would have thought that I would be, as successful as I am, having the opportunities that I have, seeing the world and traveling as much as I have, if I didn't work. Like, a lot of the opportunities that I had was because I prepared. When other people were partying and playing video games and all this other stuff and messing around, I was in it, and I had to work a lot harder because of a detour I made in my life. But it seemed like I'm starting to see the fruits of my labor, if that makes sense. And this is just a rant, just a little talk that I wanted to put out there. In short, it sounds cliche, and I know a lot of people are tired of hearing this, but really and truly, hard work does pay off in the long run if you're diligent, if you're making the right choices, if you're seeking out help from people who are right for you, and you just keeping your nose and being diligent. More often than not, the opportunities that come around, you'll already be ready and prepared to take those opportunities when you see them. But that's all I wanted to say. What do you guys think? Leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section below. And with that being said, that's all I have for today. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.